If you want any traction online right now, you have to publish video. But producing that video consistently creates a massive bottleneck that usually drowns your time, your budget, or both. Most creators are forced into one of two painful corners. You either lock yourself into a high monthly fee for a subscription software, or you hire custom animators at thousands of dollars per minute. SketchGenius enters this market with a completely different proposition. It is an AI-driven, photo-to-3D sketch video creator that promises unrestricted access for a flat, one-time fee of $49. The marketing pitch leans heavily on a few core automated features: a one-click photo-to-sketch engine, automatic color detection technology, and a built-in text-to-speech system that translates and voices your scripts in multiple languages. Anytime a low-cost automated tool claims to replace heavy-duty production software, you have to look closely. The question is whether it genuinely competes or if it simply turns out rigid, unwatchable garbage. This chart maps out the current animation market. Up here in the top right, traditional custom animation requires a massive budget and years of technical expertise. In the middle, you find your standard SaaS platforms like Vyond and Doodly. They lower the skill requirement, but you pay for that convenience with perpetual monthly subscriptions. SketchGenius plants itself in the extreme bottom left. You pay once, and the AI handles the heavy lifting, demanding almost zero technical ability from the user. To stand out, the software leans on what marketers call a pattern interrupt. Instead of the flat 2D vector graphics everyone else uses, it generates detailed 3D sketches to visually jolt a scrolling viewer and force them to stop. We need to determine exactly what you get for that $49. We are going to find out if SketchGenius is a highly profitable arbitrage opportunity for your content pipeline or a restrictive template engine that will cheapen your brand. The immediate financial draw of SketchGenius is the complete removal of software overhead. You buy it once, and the monthly recurring revenue payments disappear from your balance sheet. This balance scale diagram shows the pricing trade-off. The initial $49 gets you in, but the platform relies on back-end upgrades like the Supercharger tier to cover server costs. Skip these, and base-level users find their rendering speed severely throttled during high traffic periods. When you move into the actual AI workflow, you start by uploading an image. The software uses shape detection mechanics to instantly convert that flat photo into an animated, drawn sketch with a single click. Compared to traditional animation, where an artist manually keyframes every single pen stroke and color fill, this automated pipeline saves you hours of tedious production time per video. But that speed exacts a toll. You entirely lose granular control over the final product. If the timing of the drawing hand feels slightly off, or if you want to adjust a specific vector path on the timeline, you are out of luck. The software decides how the animation unfolds, and you cannot intervene. The same trade-off applies to audio. The integrated transcription and text-to-speech engine lets you generate voiceovers in multiple languages in seconds, entirely bypassing the cost of hiring voice actors. However, AI voices still struggle with natural human inflection. When your script hits an emotional beat or requires a specific, nuanced pause, the synthetic audio will inevitably sound flat. The workflow here forces a deliberate compromise. You are trading bespoke artistry and precise editing for raw, high-velocity output, accepting a standard of good enough to keep your production moving. Visually, SketchGenius locks you into highly specific themes. Your options revolve around crayon, charcoal, blueprint, and animated notebook sketches. As you can see with this chaotic crayon drawing, these novelty styles effectively break up the polished, predictable content flooding social media feeds. They catch the eye because they look distinctly informal. That informality is exactly where the primary aesthetic risk lies. These templates can clash terribly with established corporate branding. If a luxury financial firm attempts to deliver a serious quarterly market update using a squiggly crayon sketch, the visual format instantly undermines the authority of the message. Beyond the visual constraints, you have to account for the technical boundaries buried in the fine print. SketchGenius caps each video file at exactly 60 seconds. For an author or marketer building a longer presentation, this 1-minute limit brings production to a dead stop. To bypass it, you must export multiple 60-second chunks and manually stitch them together in secondary editing software. Adding that extra step introduces friction to your workflow. The time you saved using the AI to animate the video is partially lost while you manage files and align clips in another program. The true cost of SketchGenius goes far beyond the initial fee. You have to actively adapt your brand's style and modify your daily production habits to fit inside the limitations of the software. SketchGenius is not designed to replace Adobe After Effects. It is a highly specialized tool built to arbitrage time and money for very specific use cases. This decision flowchart breaks it down based on your budget, your required volume, and your brand identity. Following the yes path, the first ideal fit is budget-strapped educators and course creators. If you produce hours of instructional design where information clarity matters more than sleek visual polish, the low cost works perfectly in your favor. The second group that benefits here are freelancers and agency arbitrageurs. Freelancers can leverage the automated speed to service local, low-budget clients, like independent contractors or neighborhood clinics, providing engaging social media content at highly profitable margins. On the other side, there is a specific audience that must avoid this software entirely: premium brands and high-end agencies. Look at this split-screen comparison. High-end brands require custom motion paths, precise color grading, and sleek design. They cannot compromise their identity by dropping a chalkboard template onto their landing page. Forcing a cheap, mismatched aesthetic onto a premium product will cost a business far more in lost consumer trust than they will ever save on a $49 software license. SketchGenius is a brilliant, low-risk investment if your primary currency is output speed and your brand is comfortable with a highly informal, sketched identity.